Welcome in, everybody. This is, again, not Meet the Polymaker. You're probably all used to that now, so I can lose that intro. But welcome in, everybody. I need to move my screens down. I had everything shuffled around. How is everybody doing tonight? And how many people came that weren't aware of the Tuesday streams that I've been doing, thinking Nick was streaming because it was such an odd day? Have we fooled anybody yet, or still, or is everybody pretty much in it? Oh, shoot. Hey, I forgot this last time, but I caught it a lot sooner. Those that are typing I am awesome, don't do that. Not yet, at least. I am awesome. We're going to start collecting those comments now. So, everybody started, for those who want to enter the contest, the drawing, or some filament, I am awesome. That's international. If you are here and you hear me saying type in I am awesome, do so, and that'll enter you in for a chance to win some filament at the end of this, not even show, this stream. We'll say stream. Zombie's over there getting dizzy. I reached out, Zombie. I'm seeing if there's any good update. Nothing's at Amazon yet. Not yet. Unless it happened today. I checked this morning and it wasn't there yet. Is that just hot water? Yeah, I drink hot water. Am I the only one that drinks hot water out of a mug? Takes too much work to add like hot chocolate to it. Soon TM, exactly, Zombie. Now, the thing is, Zombie, I'm sure you get harped on a lot by the community is, hey, when's the filament? When's it going to be here? When's it going to be here? You better hold them to it that they buy it. A lot of people have pre-ordered it, but there's still going to be plenty left to buy. Got my 40% off filament from the last stream. Shipping was fast as heck. Good to hear, Blank. That, a lot of you, I don't have the exact numbers, but there was a good chunk of people that got some orders in on that 40% off. Doesn't happen all the time, but you got to know what stream to watch and when, and it's just so random, you never know. I need 10 more sales before it gets listed. It's not true, but it's a beautiful filament. I've seen it in person. It's a beautiful filament. If you haven't pre-ordered, you can pre-order it. It is going to be soon. It's going to be this month, unless the ship sinks. I shouldn't have said that. Zombie, your filament's now at the bottom of the ocean. Just put the powder in your mouth and there you go, Bez. Just start taking shots of hot chocolate powder and mix it in. Just swish it around. Okay, yeah, everybody get that I am awesome in there. But let's get right into the things. I don't know what's going on, but it's cool. Gfixler, Gifixler, Graphixler. I don't know. Trying to play with everybody's name. I see some new names in there though, so nice to see. Wik Central. Almost thought it said Wiki Central. I was thinking, got a whole lot of information in here all at once. Filament will be like the Lego. That's oh yeah, the Lego shipment. That was how many? That was many years ago. But you know that led to them finding a lot of information about the currents and everything in the ocean that they didn't know. That helped them learn some stuff. It's unfortunate for the Legos in the environment, but it led to something positive. And occasionally a child is walking a beach and finding a Lego shark. I mean, that Joe Mike makes, the plastic can only absorb so much. I'd be more worried about the spool itself and how unraveled that plastic now will be, but you'd dry it. About dry anything. Okay. So, everybody out there, Royal Nomi's, so Royal Nomi, fellow community member. I don't know how much, I'm sure since Pezos is putting there, we can talk about a little public. She did have surgery, it did go well, and she's on the path to recuperating and everything else. So, best wishes to her for sure. And I've met her daughter and I've met her husband, so it's supportive people too. So luckily she's got some strong people with her. Plus, the community. The community is always uplifting, supportive, strong. Fixer got a Polydry at 40% of Foley Rocks. Awesome. Who else got the 40% off the Meet the Polymaker? Last week on the 52nd episode. I was very, very happy with that. And we're moving forward. 53 this week. For those, I didn't actually say anything. I didn't announce it last week. I was too wrapped up in the 52 weeks thing. We're gonna have Dylan from Saturday Morning Props on this week. So especially if you like props and everything else, he's actually who inspired me to do bingo right there. The Yo Studios bingo model. I mean, he inspired me too, but then I was also inspired by my 4-year-old daughter who absolutely loves bingo. So that's all hers. Now you guys getting your orders in, got 2 rolls for nearly the price. Yep. Yeah. So you guys, if for those that haven't been around for a whole long time, Nick used to do like random, 40, 45, 44, 47% off, just random stuff on, different partner streams randomly, sometimes during a celebration. And usually, not always, but usually that was accompanied with a minimum order quantity. I didn't put that on there. I didn't get yelled at, but now that I mentioned it, Nick's busy right now, so he's not watching this stream, but I didn't put a minimum order quantity. Like I said, I wanted to celebrate. You guys have been supportive for the show all these months and all these weeks. So I figured, and it went well. Everybody was happy. E-commerce worked out. Everything was good. So you guys didn't super abuse it. Any teasers on April filament subscription theme? Jason Edelman, we do not do a subscription. Are you thinking print bed or new makers? Or we talk about all filaments here. I'm not afraid to announce other names. But we don't have a subscription service at this time. It's, I don't know though. As much work as it takes to ramp up and do another color and then process that, flush your lines up, especially if you don't have a whole huge operation. And only through talks, I know our operations in China are big, real big. So I don't think any of the US ones are on par with that, but they do it and it seems to work for them. So I'm subscribed to filament subscription too. A subscription, they give you money, they select a filament and you send it to them. Yeah, I mean, we could just do that. You just buy a spool and you get a random spool sent to you. We have we have our warehouse now that stocks pretty much all our SKUs. It's factory. It's a factory / warehouse, but it's our extrusion lines. We do have some. But yeah, that'd be fun for them. Just like, hey, these orders, pick whatever you want. If it's a bad day, I would imagine the picker's going to go to one box and be like, okay, there's 50 people that wanted random stuff. Here's black PLA. Yeah. So what is that? What's everybody out there printing? Anybody print anything fun in the last week? We had a big discount for Polymaker Europe when it finally launches. Hint, hint. I'll talk about the Europe thing real quick. I can never have that. I know. I use Draft PLA as my go-to to print anything and everything. Did a Mandalorian. That was fun. Prints with Chris. Yeah, you're printing stuff nonstop. I see it on TikTok all the time. Currently have a Deadpool mask. Actually, I just took mine to a friend's house for a podcast. It's like correct random for K2. Printed some glass. Oh yes, Zombie. As long as Zombie has been, partner, and he's not that he's had several years into 3D printing, but how he has not. Same with Pezliz. How you two have not gotten a polisher at this point until now. What's up? Come on. Now you know that how convenient it makes it. I mean, you can do Polysmooth pretty well with just a misting bottle, but to be able to just put it in a machine and let it do its thing, it's easy. But Tony Wright, real quick, I don't know if you're in Europe or not. Anyway, regardless, if anybody here watching is in Europe, we're progressing to get ideally, I don't have an ETA for it. Ideally, we want to have everything, the same globally. We run a 30% sale here. It's 30% sale in Europe. That is hard because Europe is made up of a lot of resellers. So we have to get them on par with us of doing those discounts and also making sure not to hurt their business at the same time. But there is something coming. I can't say anything about it. I'll get the people that are involved. I'll give them the chance to announce it. There is something coming, a promo coming to Europe, at least a majority of Europe. That's something that we've had here in the States and in Canada. And that's just kind of a first step of promos, bringing them to Europe. So we'll see. That'll be coming soon. I think by the end of this week, maybe you guys will hear an announcement. It won't benefit everybody, but it's again, once you see what it is, even if you don't benefit from it, it is the step in the right direction of being having our resellers work with us closely. I mean, not that they don't already, but closely enough to where we can keep everything the same across the board. So yeah, so we'll see. No 30% off or anything like that. Don't get too excited, but it's something cool. PLA question: is it easier to remove supports from a print with regular PLA versus Polylite PLA? Polylite PLA is regular PLA. I mean, pretty much all of our PLA, so all the pan chroma, other than the CoPE, is PLA. And then we have PLA Pro and things like that. But yeah, I have noticed from different, like just recently. So I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, there we go. The tiles underneath my armpit. That's all the spares and everything from the tile game that's going to be at our booth at Rapid TCT. But so that was just translucents and celestials that I was printing there. And I noticed, at least with my experience on those, removing the supports from the celestial was easier than it was the translucents. And there was exact same settings across the board. So there's things that do affect it. And I think possibly even colors and things like that can affect a lot of different characteristics of the print or of the plastic. First episode was 3 weeks ago. Can we get metrics on how much Polysmooth sales increased in the past 2 weeks for reasons? Yeah, you know, Peasants has already asked. I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but we'll see. Give me some multicolor model suggestions. Yeah, Zombie, I was, what was it? I had a model. I had to look it up. I never ended up printing it because I got involved with other stuff. But I wanted to do the same thing when I got my polisher. Because nobody's done a multicolor Polysmooth. It'll likely bleed a little bit, but it'll still be a cool effect. Lucas Surge 83. Yes. That right there. That's 1000% dummy 13 with a customized chest piece. That mirror makes it hard. Polymaker chest piece, and then the Polymaker scientist head. And then I slapped googly eyes from Walmart on it. The material is, actually I use Galaxy ABS for the skeleton, and then I use Polysonic PLA Pro for the teal. This is the cow model on the website, technically a multicolor Polysmooth print. I don't know all the pictures that we have of the product. Come on, you can't quiz me in front of everybody, Britt. Jeez. But yeah, Polysmooth. That's been, you know, guys have brought that back. I've always liked it. I thought it's really cool, but I'm surprised it doesn't get as much coverage. But it's got its uses. Come on, you said no. Fair, Britt, fair. Clear is the only one I fairly. Yeah, the clear looks awesome, especially if you do both sides. Somebody asked, I think, on was it on Liz's stream? Or maybe no, it was, I think in Hangout, Liz was there, but about lenses for like cosplay. And you can, I mean, you can probably keep smoothing, but it's still gonna have just a kind of a fog to it. It'll work. I mean, some of the things, some cosplay helmets I've worn that people have done, the lenses they do use are barely see-through anyway. Maybe some multicolor CGT. Yeah, the balloon animals. That's one of. I wish that there was some of the silk colors for the Polysmooth to do Polysmooth too for like the balloon animals. I've got a model for a dolly clock. What's a dolly clock? See, now you're gonna make me search things. Okay, yeah, the melted. that would actually be pretty funny. A melted clock. You got a model to do. Yeah, read that already. Good one. Melting Rubik's Cube. Yes. You can 100% over smooth Polysmooth. When I was doing the scientist for the updated display, I had the polisher, and this polisher you can change the timing and everything to it, and it's really just depending on how thick the walls are, how big the print is, if there's any mist that can pull up anywhere, and you start to lose detail. And it was just a little bit too far. It wasn't horrible. I'm like, you know what? Let's crank it. And yeah, you can make some pretty cool effects with it melting. And then it becomes very hard to clean off the bed though. It like sticks, gets very tacky. But yeah. So anyway, we're gonna talk about. I want to have that up there if I don't forget for another minute or two. So type in "I am awesome." give you a chance to do it at the end of the show too. You can do it throughout the show, but I'll pop it up at the end of the show. I gotta make sure. Actually, you know what? Where did that just come from? That was ClickUp. We're gonna close that all the way out, just so no team messages come through. Because then you guys might see secret things, and we can't be having that, can we? And actually, can everybody hear me right? I had my mic off and I moved it. Yeah, bear with me just a moment. Everybody in task. We're closing that up all the way. Okay. No more messages there. We'll be safe. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the wall game. If you guys were here last week, the wall game base, everything set up, that is on its way to China. So finally on its way to China. I cannot wait to see that whole thing set up. So they're going to have 8 interactive tiles, which is what I sent, with 176, well, a total of 176 tiles, including those 8. And just those 8 are the only interactive ones. The rest of them are all stationary. But I cannot wait to see it because, again, I'm going to be printing that now for here for the US. We're going to have 16. So we're one up in the China team. We're having 16 interactive tiles. And then also we're going to have sound and everything else. Shout out to Irebe over on our Discord. Noah helped with, or he still does, helping with the scientist display, programming. And then now, of course, with the Panchroma wall programming, he is a rock star and is just a huge help. So, you know, thanks to him, even though he's in bed by now. But we are going to talk about, if I can move my window over, I need to pull up my stream notes and keep that up because, oh, did I? You know what? I had this muted the whole time. Get a little bit of music so it's not so quiet. Yeah, I looked a little bit more into, I can't remember if it was TechCheaper or who was the one that recommended it. South by Southwest. I would love to attend. I did not this year. It's too late to be planning kind of something like that. But it is something I'd love to see. If anybody knows anybody on the South by Southwest, let me know. I'd love to at least like talk to them a little bit. I know some people are going to be streaming and do some interviews and reviews and whatnot, but I'd like to get an in-depth discussion. Doesn't have to be on camera, just more personal one-on-one. But also news-wise, Pete better not be in here because I messaged Pete and he did not message me back, which kind of upsets me. I'll say in the Polymaker world of news, there's something special happened today. Let's just give a congrats to Nick. I think everybody knows. I don't know how public it was. I don't want to say, but everybody, congratulations to Nick. There's celebration to be had. He'll celebrate by working and going to 20 meetings, but each their own. Let's see here. But we're going to talk about, did anybody have any thoughts? Anybody that was here last week about the booth on setup wise? I think determine wise, Builder's Mark, if you're in here, I haven't figured out if I'm going to make that able to do. Do you want to? Yeah, it's still shipped to me for sure because it's going to go on the event palette regardless. I've just got to figure out. The main thing is getting its own table would be too small. It makes it still lopsided. Check your Discord DMs, Pete. Hey, what's up, Jerry? 3DHP. Welcome in. This is stream is my layout today, right? What? Zombie, talk English. Shirtle 3D, you are in here, and I still don't see a response over on Discord. Upsetting. 3D Medic Vince, welcome in. Traxman, you're in big trouble, mister. Yeah. Okay, so yes, I didn't know. I didn't know how public it was, but yeah. But either way, good stuff. We're going to talk about Rocky Mountain because now that Rapid Asia TCT, that's pretty much done with that. I'm going to start building our wall here. But I've got to figure that out. So I'm going to get, for anybody that does carpentry or kind of a jack of all trades, We are, let me actually pull up a different, oh, where do I have it? Where do I have it? We are going to look at something here. Marketing, exhibition, da 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 da. And what are these? Might be loud. Oh, that was just the wheel. Okay. Booth design. That is not the one I want. This one. Just trying to find a slide here that I want to show. Oops. Whoa, what happened to the PowerPoint? Okay, well, it's missing. There's that. Oh, okay, never mind. It was just in a different spot. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and we're going to share my screen. Watch this. We're going to try to be really fancy. We're not fancy yet because I don't have it switched automatically. Edit filters. Bam. Now we're the real Twitch streamer. We're down in the corner. We're in front of the screen. Boom. There we go. Leaking info on your spinning wheel. I'm telling. Yeah, it's not secret. It's right here. Our whole layout is public. But yeah. So anyway, real quick, what I want to try to figure out is see if anybody has ideas on best ways. We have this wall here. This is our Panchroma wall. This is the game. And again, it's going to be 176 tiles, 1.3 meters wide, and about 4, I guess not, no, it's 2, not even 2 meters, 1.5 meters tall, we'll say. But what I'm wondering is, for those that don't know, okay, here's the tile. So there's going to be 176 of these, all, on a wall, right? So at Rapid TCT, yeah, it's going to try to black. I'll just hold it right here. These will stick on a wall. We'll probably use double-sided tape. They'll stick on. They're not heavy. The infill's light. Even the impact, it doesn't take a whole lot to stick. I was using mounting putty to just test it. But anyway, question is, not necessarily for Rapid TCT because we can use the wall, but I want to make this game portable in the sense of being able to put it on our event palette and ship it to the RepRap events and then set it up at the booth. So material wise, of course we can use MDF, but it's heavy. What I want to do is something light, ideally, not super thick, but that we can mount these to, keep them on it, and then just, bubble wrap the wall every time that we load it onto the pallet. But then also we have to keep in mind of how we're going to make it stand up. Do we have 2 steel posts and then steel legs? Do we do it out of wood? What I want to figure out is what would be the best way of making this a stationary wall, making it as light as possible, and it can have weight to it because of course we don't want it to knock over, but people are slapping it. They're not pushing over, but they're slapping things. Is what's the best way to make it stand up, hold up, and wait a minute. Anyway, but then also to be able to disassemble and ship, put it on our pallet. And color wise, I don't mind because we can always paint it if we needed to, or the tiles will cover most of it. Main thing is just portability to be able to take it down, and overall, number one, the material for the back wall, but then also the setup. Like, how do we make it a framed stand-up wall and sturdy? So masonite. Let me see. What is? I've heard of masonite. What is it? Oh, like pegboard. Is that the same material pegboard's made out of? It looks that way, at least. You know, 2x4 brace behind it. Is masonite like a fiberboard? But yeah, it's like almost like the OG pegboard stuff. Just pegboard has holes in it, so it's wholly masonite. See what I did there? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, hardboard. 4040 extrusion T-slot. So okay, that's not a bad idea because extrusions are light. They can be a little expensive, but where this is a one-time thing that it's going to be able to be used multiple times. It's skate ramp wood. Look at Pete, Tony Hawk over there. It's skate ramp wood. Extreme audios chat as well, but never set up a full. Was there a question? Oh, question for chat. I want to chat in my OBS for stream, but seeing in a video, you must set it up each time you stream. I want chat in my. Oh no, I think you can just do a feed, whatever, a source, but without holes. Okay, so yeah, this one's fun, especially so. Lee Marie, Mrs. Lee Marie 3D. That's a mouthful. The cool thing is, so if you didn't see the one that I had tested, we had base programming done for the one going to Rapid or TCT Asia, is 30-second game, and for the first 10 seconds it lights up one tile. I think it stays on for like 5 seconds, so you got a while to hit it before it'll go off and change to another one. But you hit that, another random one lights up. So for the first 10 seconds it's only one. After 10 seconds, the remaining 20 seconds, it always lights up two. You have to knock out both of them before it, lights up another two. The cool thing with that is, number one, we're gonna have more tiles, but we can do so many different game modes. So we can do just one lit up at it every time, but it only is gonna stay on for 2 seconds. We can do a Simon Says, where there's like levels. You can see how many you can hit, just light them all up and see how many you can hit in a certain time. I mean, there's so many fun modes that this can do, so we can change it up. It doesn't always have to be the same exact game everywhere. Because I think it's taking up minimal space. It doesn't need to be on a table, so it gives us that space back there and still gives it interactivity. And it showcases all the filament, just like the scientists do. So it's kind of it does the same thing the scientist display initially did of displaying colors and all the filament, but also having a fun aspect to it. And another way to win filament. I mean, by the end of it, if we ever get big enough space on these events, we're gonna have like 5 games, 5 spools of filament you can win, maker chip filament you can win, scavenger hunt, all the different partners. You're gonna walk away from every event you go to with like 20 spools of filament. It's not a bad thing, right? Don't quote me on it, but yay. Maybe like an octagon shaped duct tape that seams from behind. I'm setting to try a sport size whenever I think you guys are talking about something else. Okay. Interlocking EVA foam panels but then you have to brace the EVA because it's an EVA, it's got flex to it. So then you have to have multiple braces, and then at that point, then you're making it a lot heavier. I talk with my hands a lot. Who knew? I tend to keep the show notes in my hand for the Meet the Polymaker, so you don't see me doing this. Peslas likes to talk with their hands too. Much better, and now Joel can say your name better. Wait. Oh, wait. Okay. So then, who's Mrs.? Oh wait. Oh, she was over on YouTube. That's why. Okay. I'm getting back. Okay. Well, my phone is late today with notifications. Booth layout stream. Yep. You can get EVA foam that's a couple of centimeters thick. Okay, so that's an option too. But so let's say, okay, so material, whether you go masonite or EVA foam. I like sorry, whoever mentioned it is, why I didn't even think about it, is extrusions, 4040 extrusions. Jason Edelman, because that's our Nerf gun shooting gallery that Builder's Mark, Sideline View Station, Adam had some touch in there too. All worked on. That's stood up by extrusions, lightweight and solid. So the extrusions might be the way to go. And I know a guy that is a whiz when it comes to making special adapters to connect them all and where to tap here, do this for this. He may have a product that relies heavily on extrusions. So I want to reach out to him. I appreciate that again, this is why I'm doing this. There's simple things that I should think of, but I don't, that you guys will think of. And masonite, I knew of the material, never knew what it was called, didn't even think about that of being an option. But lightweight, and it doesn't have to be rock solid. It doesn't have to be a MDF board solid. So very good. See, 3D HP helping out there, Jerry. Yeah, so okay, so we have a base on that. I wanted to get an idea of the best route, because right now I'm making the game, it's just going to be on a wall. The booth gets torn down at the end of the event, so it was us ripping these things off with double-sided adhesive, like 3M tape, whatever, isn't a big deal. I'll take them off the back of the tiles, and those that get damaged, I'll reprint pieces, because these are just a 3-piece tile. I don't know if I've ever showed like the whole setup of this. Made them pressure fit, so it takes a little bit, but yeah, so the tile itself, and of course the switch, and the switch actually, so what I went with for design was a keyboard switch. So I don't know if it's gonna, it's not gonna black or green screen it. So that pressure fits right onto a keyboard switch, works perfect. Keyboard switch then on the base fits right there. Of course, wires go through there, and then comes off, and then it's got a recess for the LED ring, and that's also pressure fit. Everything worked out really well. I'm not a modeler by any means. I didn't create the tiles. Luke from our EU team created the tiles. I just modified them because they were all solid tiles. So I've got to modify a few more now for the bigger setup, but just a cool aspect. But again, I can just print a new back if we rip that up from ripping it off the wall. It's using data centers to protect the floor when moving heavy. Oh, really? See, learning something new every day. Ziltech cuts custom lengths of extrusion in Houston. Well, I'm not in Houston. I'm in Ohio. And everything has to be built here because I have the event pallet with me in my warehouse. Not my warehouse. Oh, Joel's got a warehouse? No. The warehouse local to me that we use. So yeah, then that way then I can build all these displays or do like mock setups, make sure everything all flows well and works, update things as needed, and then put it back on that. Which we have locally, Sideline View Station actually took me with them on a tour to, I don't remember what it's called, 4040 I think it's called. It's right outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it's a full custom extrusion factory, and that was a really cool place. To get sidetracked real quick, they took us through the whole factory, and they have tons of like long raw extrusion pieces, different shapes, custom shapes and everything. But like I think 80% of what was in that factory was made of extrusions. Their carts they move around, their break room benches and tables, extrusions, their stairwell railings, all extrusions. Their locker room had center benches, all extrusions. It was insane the amount of things that were made out of it, but it was awesome. So I might even be able to source something from them. Not that I'm opposed to giving Ziltech some business. I just got to figure everything out first too. And Sideline View Station will be my guy, and he might even have scrap because that guy goes through a ton of extrusions. But we'll mock something up. So which actually I pulled my notes up just to do this. So masonite board and extrusion frame. Then the only thing, because it'll be a centered weight, because all the tiles will be stacked on top of each other, so it's not going to be necessarily, I guess it'll be front heavy because it's going to be on the front of the wall. But what do we do to brace it so it doesn't have sway to it? I mean, obviously I know the extrusion frame all the way up, extrusion legs, so you kind of get a little T. I'm going the wrong way. So a T, but that way we don't have to have the legs out 3 foot long on each. I'll have to think it through. I'm going to get with Sideline View Station because he'll have the mindset to do that. Honeycomb aluminum panels would be lighter. How expensive? Wait, honeycomb aluminum panels. Do they sell those, or is that something where you get made through laser? Honeycomb. I mean, that'd be cool. Cool looking for sure. It's funny. I typed in honeycomb aluminum and it actually filled in a panel for me. Then the only thing too is we have to figure out how to secure the tiles to it. I'll figure that out later. Looking here. Huh. Man, yeah, that's expensive. There's a budget in Builder's Mark. David did have some of those. 3 HP, 5 off. Yeah, if we go that route, here, actually, I'll just put it on here. Ziltech custom. Don't mind supporting the community, right? Not promising that's what we'll do or that's where we'll order from, but the more information, the merrier. Check out laminate. Why did I say it like that? Laminate panels from Penn Elcom in Houston. Okay, so let's do copy. Oops. Copy. Paste. So there you go. Keep everything sorted. Okay, PVC pipe, scaffold frame with sand and legs would be very... Okay, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, because then you can just add stuff or just pour lead in it. Could use the wall that sideline built to display the... Oh, the slat wall. How sturdy was that though? Like, I mean, you could smack that one. Yeah, we already own it, so... Okay, that's another one. Okay, so sideline was the racer. Yeah, so we might even be able to modify that a little bit just to make it wider and everything. Good call. Again, this is why we have this stream. They have wood and lightweight plastic panels that can take a beating. Yeah, so printer prawn is... The wall itself won't get beat up. I mean, the tiles will all be over top of the wall. And again, the interactive ones, I mean, you slap them. It's not like they're hitting them full force. Unless somebody really gets aggressive. I guess it could happen. But, okay, so yeah. This is, we're getting stuff done, people. But, yeah, so then this, for those that don't know what this display is, this is just a generic, obviously, mock-up of our Rapid TCT booth. Of just the Panchroma section. We are of course representing all families, so we have Panchroma, Fiberon, and Polymaker there. We're gonna have case studies, some big poly core prints, of course the games, the fun stuff. That's you'll see me here a lot, and then also we have a social wall that's gonna be on the end cap for fun interviews. Tiffany is doing that, and she's got some fun questions. She's been having some fun questions. If you guys have followed on Instagram and I think X. Those posts are from Tiffany, just getting some feedback and just some fun answers from people of like, yeah, what's your scariest 3D printing story? Or she's got some good ideas. Google display walls, interesting pics. Have you checked out the Batak reaction wall? May give you some idea. Okay, nope. Now I'm gonna have to search that too. Is this the game? Batak. Reaction wall is a game that measures hand-eye coordination. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so there's and this is like one of the mini. Oh, that's yeah, see, so they have this crossbars with targets on each end, where we have 170 extra tiles. But yeah, that's still an idea. My only thing is just with the cross legs is having them too far out and you're up against the wall and you can trip over them. It's hitting them. So there's ways around it, I'm sure. But yeah, there's also like a light speed arcade game. Yeah, this the game we have set up is definitely not new, but it's new to 3D printing, which is really cool. And we always like to get new ideas and go bigger and better every year or every event if we can. Could also use Coroplast, which is what political signs are made of. Oh, is it like almost like the corrugated plastic? Probably since it's called Coroplast. And can be cut with red. Yeah, okay, so it's Tesla. Oh, actually, yes. So sideline view station. That's another thing that he's worked with. So some of the plastic that he's done for the cases that he builds. So I think the consensus here is I need to talk to Sideline and see what he thinks. Why is my mic super loose? There we go. Okay. But okay, so we got some ideas for that. I appreciate that. So we'll start looking into that because these events are not slowing down and they are coming up quick. But TCT, Rapid TCT in Detroit, we have our slimmed down scientist game. This is going to be the Panchroma scientist game. And eventually I think we came down to the idea. I do want to change up the scientist game. It probably won't be till mid-year, maybe not even till 3D Printopia, to change up the prints. Polymaker stuff will be in Scientist, Panchroma will be in Pavo, the Peacock, and then Fiberon will have its own. And maybe I'll reach out to you guys, and you guys can kick around ideas in your head now. If you have like cool ideas, I mean, the one simple idea I have is a Fiberon logo on the stand. You could take the Scientist model and cut the pedestal off. But in the end, really just looking at ideas right now, because we do have a modeler that we can commission actual full designs from. Any ideas you guys have, and I'm not going to read now, just keep them to yourself. You can message me or we can talk about it and hang out sometime. Any ideas for Fiberon? What would be a cool way to display Fiberon as a display piece? You know, Scientist is because it's the Polymaker Scientist. Polymer is involved in all the plastic. But then Pavo, of course, now to represent Panchroma. We don't have a mascot. I'm not saying to create a mascot for Fiberon. We have the logo. Fiberon is meant to be professional engineering stuff, so it doesn't need some, you know, bobblehead mascot to represent it. But I think somebody mentioned before a wrench would be a cool idea. Maybe in the Fiberon logo in a different way. We'll see. Yeah, we'll have to think of some ideas for that. But anyway, this is going to be the Panchroma Scientist game. Just slimmed down for the Panchroma colors. Panchroma tiles. A little Etsy type store that we're gonna have set up to where people can purchase prints. They can purchase those prints via Polycoin, which will be a coin that I still have not designed, and I'm surprised nobody has thrown a design at me yet. That's a simple one. I just haven't got around to it. It's just a coin that I'm likely is going to be printed in either silver or gold silk. So once I design that, because that I had to start printing a ton of. We have a month. Basically, we're about we're 1 month away from Rapid TCT. So this stuff's got to get moving. Which, yeah, we'll stick on this right now because that one, yeah, it's 1 month away. Look at the thing. A gear called for, if you're talking about the Polycoin, like, think Metal Gears. Oh, for, yeah. Oh, yeah. So like some cool thing. Yeah. Rather than just a gear, maybe 2 gears, like, you know, one on top of the other or something like that. But yeah, you guys feel free to talk on the chat here on that, but we're gonna move on to the Rapid TCT stuff because I still need your help. If you guys don't mind, to give me a little bit of your time to help out with two things. One thing right now is the prize wheel. So this prize wheel, which you can't see right now because it's it's being blocked off by this. Let's see here. Either way, I don't need to show you. It's a prize wheel. Our prize wheel looks just like this. What I want to do, and I need to measure it, but when I'm coming up with like cool images to replace each pie with, let me get the information on. Oh, I closed it out, didn't I? Oh, wait, the messages didn't come up, but we're good. Learning to navigate this a little bit better. Once it loads, come on. Spaces, everything. And Rapid. We have talked about what we want to do for the wheel. Okay. No, I think we adjusted this. Uh-oh, where'd the updated notes go? Either way, we got to figure this out because I need to make sure. But basically, X amount of slots are going to be for, you know, 1 Polycoin, and then X amount for 2 Polycoins, and X amount for 3 Polycoin. I know it's 1, 2, and 3, which I guess it could be just, you know, 3 different designs. 1, 2, and 3. But what I want to do is I'm going to have the pie slices, and I'll get the dimensions. But I'd like to do hue forges. So again, like a cool design, you know, that says 1 Polycoin. Ideal in colors, doesn't need to be dark and dragons and all that stuff, but something colorful and fun. And really, it could just be a fun image that's, what do I say, abstract or whatever, just cool colors all through it, and then we could just impose or emboss a one poly coin, whatever, on it. But any designs you guys have that you want to throw out there, let me know. You can share them in our let's call it the Rep Rap Fest channel. If you guys want to, any ideas you guys have for what we're talking about here or for any of the other events, feel free to post it in Rep Raps. You can feel free to tag me if you're like, hey, I think this is a good idea, or hey, I created this image, if you want to use it, whatever. But Rep Rap Dash Festivals is the channel on the Discord. Again, yeah, tag me in it if you guys have ideas. I'll get the shape and size and get that released, so if anybody wants to mess with it and do anything, they can. The center cap is actually just, I'm going to just do a Panchroma logo on it. But we just need a total, I think 12 pie pieces. Again, we really only need 3 designs because we're going to have it divided by 1, 2, and 3 poly coins. I might mess around if I have time of doing like Polymax Flipper just to see how it works, just to make it more 3D printed. We got, I'm told, oh, look at that. See, we're getting all these Twitch partners in here now. Becoming a popular place. Congratulations, Mike Moans. Looks like you just got it. Just now. Look, do we get cutting news? Breaking news? The first to announce, first to release the information? Mike Moans. Congratulations. Legit just now, like 4 minutes ago. And look, and you're sharing it with us, the first place there. Appreciate it. Community don't even know. Whoa, I won't say anything if you don't. You just tell them it's the first time you're announcing it on your own stream. We never knew a thing. Yeah, congratulations. There's that's 3 in the last less than a month in the 3D printing realm of things. Of course, there's tons of other partners, but 3D printing partners. Keep on growing. Yeah, you guys are having fun with it. And the thing is, you're all creative enough. You all have things that you're really good at with it. So a lot of peeps came from here. So a great place to announce it. Oh, appreciate that, man. No, that's exciting. This is a more laid back stream. I'm happy it wasn't during Meet the Polymaker because I probably would have never seen it. So congratulations. Hey, what's up, Pete? Reprinted 3D. Yes, okay, so that's the wheel. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to be pie pieces, Hue forged, so it doesn't unbalance the spinning of it all. And I don't really have an idea design wise. It's really, if you guys have any cool ideas, or if or do we go all out and make a really awesome different design for each pie piece? I think 5 of them. I want to say it was 5. It was 1 coin, and then 5 were 2 coins, and then 2 or 3 coins, or it might have been 5, 4, and 3. Maybe 5, 4, and 3. That might have been right. I need to find the file, but rather than me looking for 10 minutes and you guys staring at me going like this, I'll skip that. We at least need 3 designs. We'll start with 3. If we end up getting some more designs, it'd be great. But if you guys have anything you want to share, feel free to in the Discord. But the other thing, I have tried with even using AI. I know some people are against AI, but we don't have the time to have our graphic designers try to come up with something. But our Where's Pavo game, I've thrown a couple of designs. Some are okay, and I could probably use them. But I really, I look at them and right away I know, like, hey, I like it or I don't like it. And none of them have struck me like this is a cool one, this is good. We need a congested scene, ideally 3D printer related. Congested scene like Where's Waldo. And you got to remember, there's a lot of small things, all over the place, and there's no real big gaps. I don't care about Pavo. I just want a cool scene. And then we can go from there. Then I'll have the graphic designers add Pavo in to where he's not super obvious. But that's an after thing. And one thing I did learn that it did work really well is Nick actually helped me, because the guy is beyond intelligent. I don't know how he knows everything and retains all that. Is you can get your standard image, and then you can basically select, like, say for Midjourney, for example, you want your bottom left picture, and you tell it to expand on that to make it larger. And just depending on how you word the prompting, it'll then take that image and then it'll add to it and add to it, add to it. That way you get a huge, huge picture, because it's going to be a pretty big picture. It's going to be I have dark mode, so it's hard to see. It's going to be 2 meters wide, so 6 foot roughly. What does my hair do? That looks weird in the light. But anyway, and then probably if it's 2 meters, it's probably about 1 meter tall. But again, I can scale things, but I just need a big congested 3D printed world, whether it be like a makeshift factory. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like even with AI, I know things are odd shaped, and that I try not to judge too much in my own designs I've thrown through the prompt. But I'm looking for those. If anybody's got even one, like just a simple square to share, and I can have AI try to expand on that, I'm okay trying to do that. But I need a design that strikes as good. I have one I can use and I can move forward with it if I need to, if it comes down to crunch time. I just want something cool, and I'd like to use something from the community, because we always have community elements in there. We always do in every booth, even in this one being the more professional commercial industrial show. Still awesome. Technosite 2 for a Polycoin. Would you be willing to glue 2 halves together for each one? No. So on this, it's straight simple, just because we have to print so many of them. I don't mind the bottom being just textured from the build plate. It can just be a top design, and it can say like 1 Polycoin, or I think somebody suggested before of doing the Polymaker logo, maybe a smaller one, but then like the 2 lines through it, kind of like the Bitcoin logo, kind of converting it into a money symbol, Polymaker symbol. I'm up for any ideas. Those are cool. One thing I think would be cool is just to have the ridges around the edge, kind of like a quarter, or like certain gold coins. But that is simple. I want to do it. Doesn't, no multicolor, no nothing. That I can just send all my printers and have them print 20 per plate. Use the general size of a maker chip. I think it's 40 millimeters diameter by 3.5 or 4 millimeters thick. Use that base, and you can iterate on it. If it's a little bit wider, a little bit larger, it's fine. Really in the end, we could just scale it. But like designs. MakerMind next is look at that handsome oh, stop it. You look at yourself in the mirror is what you're doing, MakerMind. How's it go, Dan? Riders looking at Polymaker shipment riders looting a Polymaker shipment off a train. Where Maka? Where do you see that from? I mean, you got good taste, and I'm not saying looting a train is a good thing to do, but I think color swap would be better, easier. Yeah, and again, like I said, not even worried about color, because it's just gold coin or silver coin is what it's going to be in. Can you call it a polybuck? Let me just print it really thin. Thin TPU. There you go. No. While it's a funny idea, it doesn't, it's not an easy one to go with. But I appreciate the input. No takers on the rioters. How about a crowd of people creating a Tower of Babel? Wait, what are you giving, like game suggestions? Maka, what are you doing? Let's see here. Can you call a Polybot, play around with some ideas and post it in Core? Yeah, I appreciate Technoside. Like I said, and we always are all about giving credit. That's the one thing I want to do a lot better this year. It's sometimes hard when you have a lot of stuff through the booth, but it's not an excuse, because in the end, even if it's a QR code to your Maker World print profile, if you have a Patreon, if you have a Twitch, even if maybe not all of them having names and model names and all the different data, a QR code, ideally a name, at least at minimum a name and a QR code. That way you get the credit, and that's for the design, for the painting, for the where's the Pavo painting. I do plan on with a Hue Forge logo and QR code, doing like a museum artist thing, like artist made by, and then Pavo, and make a fancy name for it. You've all seen them. I want to make a little plaque for that, and that's 100%. If I use somebody's design, anybody that has any input, and I say that, I guess it can be vague because there's a lot of input, but like especially design wise, you design something for the Panchroma prize wheel, 100%. I want to have anybody that's done a design and helped towards that, a plaque on there. Again, same with the Where's Pavo. Always, we want to give credit where credit is due as often as possible. Ideally, 100% of the time. I can't say we won't ever miss a mark, but we'll always do our best to credit modelers, creators, designers, community members that are involved. And again, sometimes big things like vague, big projects like the scientist display, the initial one, there were so many people involved. It was best to just thank the Discord community. So I can't promise your name specifically, attached to everything, but you guys get what I'm saying. You guys all rock. But that's really it. I'm down to the prize wheel. It's not going to be too hard. I do have to do the measurements, which now that I have the Pancrema wall game out of my life temporarily, I have to build another one by this weekend because we had to test the final code for Asia to send that to them. But we can get this. I gotta get this prize wall done. I gotta get the Where's Pavo done. That's gonna be an easy print. It's just all about that design. If anything, if anybody's wanting to try to contribute something, I urge you to try to come up with a really cool Where's Pavo congested scene. And again, straight out of the Where's Waldo, a design like that. I don't know if you can do. I think I've done the prompt into Where's Waldo style, and it gets an idea of it, but I don't know if it fully runs with the idea. Yeah, because then I got a month to finish all the games and everything else. Scientist display we're good on. I've got all those already. They're printed. I think we have some of the new colors will go. But I might seek out some help depending on once we get the design for the coins, and then designs for the tiles. Might seek some help. If anybody's got some open printers, I might reach out to you guys. Luckily, I've got a pretty decent shop to take care of things, but the coins are the biggest thing. There's going to be a lot of coins needed, so I might have to send some people some filament to print some coins. But we got to have a design first. So somebody get that design. We'll get a finalized design and proofed and approved by me, and then we'll roll with it. But yeah. So what is it? 8:05. Yeah, it's not bad. A lot of rambling, but we've actually got some information and got some ideas for the wall to go portable. Rocky Mountain. We'll talk about Rocky Mountain a little bit. So I do have that PowerPoint. I haven't updated. I did tell you guys I was going to update this and then upload it to Rep Rap Festival channel. I lied. My apologies. Got time and open printers. Yeah. So stay tuned on this stream. This is where I'll address, this is where I can actually talk to you guys and read chat. If we end up needing help or a call to action, I'll seek your guys' help. Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything else for the Where's So-and-so display. Yeah. Again, you don't have to worry about Pavo. All I need is a 3D printed themed Where's Waldo, and then Pavo can be added after the fact. Post. It can be added in post. Yeah, see, that's why you guys are awesome. Yeah, so once we get the design, anybody out there that's got smart, see, you've seen the prize wheel for a second. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Anyway, real quick. We have 2 months for this, right? April. Is it in May? Yeah, it's mid-May. And anybody that hasn't went out there and booked anything yet, you better book your hotels because there's still some cheap ones. If you go about 20 minutes away, I found some cheap ones that look good and are well rated. Yeah, and also, I am awesome. You guys don't see it down at the bottom, but you can still type in I am awesome. It is still active. I actually really have it running this time, so let's make sure everything's collected still. Okay, we're good. Yeah, you guys, the entries are still going through. But yeah, Rocky Mountain. There's a game that I think, I'll say, I don't think he'll mind. He doesn't like being limelighted, but Builder's Mark is working on multiple games. And the one he's working on now, and I might still, it's small enough that I can still include it if I can find a way to make it fit. But I got to still come up with a final design of how we're going to do the layout of the booth. I've talked with our neighbor, and there'll be some space there. There's going to be some stuff displayed behind this table and then on their table here too. So we could do this and, encroach a little bit into his area. We're setting beds in the convention center. Yeah, I know. And why we should have just asked the hotel that everybody stays at, because the lobby is the fun part, the after party every night. is we should have just seen how much it is to rent the conference center out, and just everybody pull their money together, and then we just have one giant conference room that we can just throw cots down and stay there, and have one person actually get a room, and everybody just uses that room for the shower. When will you draw for YouTube? So there is issues that we found out the way that this is streamed on YouTube. Something had changed, and the setting is there 100% for YouTube. The giveaways are going to change. I'm looking at 3 different options for giveaways because I want to have them a lot more automated too. That way it's not, you don't have to go to a screen, and it's a little janky right now, but yeah, head over to Twitch, just type it in real quick. With these wins too, keep in mind, people, you don't have to be present. I'm not telling you that so you come and say I am awesome and leave. You do have to be present enough to know that you won, because you have to reach out to me. I don't reach out to the winners on these. You have to reach out to me if you won. But if, say, you had to leave for any reason, but then you found out a day later, you watched the VOD and you say, oh, hey, I won, then you can reach out to me. So yeah, you can even, so if you liked being on YouTube, go over to Twitch, type it in real quick. Because I'd been in contact with StreamYards, is who we do the giveaways through, well, that processes and everything. And there's an issue with the way that we do stream through Streamlabs that currently can't be fixed, which is dumb, but which I think, did I I need to update that in the ticker. I don't know if I did. I think I took it out so it doesn't say YouTube or Twitch. But type in I am awesome, and you're all still awesome even if you don't win. But back to Rocky Mountain. We have plenty of options for positron. Even Traxman offered. We had a nice printer there too. I don't want to necessarily mimic. I really loved the display because I love symmetry, and the display at 3D Printopia was nice. It was 2 tables and then an inset and then another 2 tables. We won't always have that space, and I don't always want to do the same setup anyway. This is kind of similar, where the scientists take up a whole display, a whole table, which that's how it is. This table here will house like the poly dryer. This will be a positron, and then we can do other stuff here, and then possibly on this back, whether it be a table. I think I decided table because I have a tablecloth for it. Is the community prints. So then that way we can do community prints, whether you bring something to Rocky Mountain, you send something to me, and then of course we have our own internal people print really cool stuff too. But we had a really good response in 3D Printopia when we didn't even tell anybody, hey, you can bring your prints. People just, hey, do you mind if I display my print on there? Absolutely not. With that said, if you are coming and you want to display a print on our community table, bring your own credit plaque. I don't mind at all if you say, hey, here's my plaque with my name, QR code to my Patreon, whatever. But obviously we can't create a credit plaque on the spot. I mean, nowadays we can because there's so many printers that are fast, but you get what I'm saying. Got to do a little bit of the footwork. Have an OG Kickstarter publisher. Not sure if it still works. There you go. OG supporter right there. You might need a new nebulizer putting that though, if it's been sitting that long, especially if you have any isopropyl alcohol in it. But yeah, so community prints thing here, and then this. Do you guys think, and be brutally honest with me, anytime that I ask for input, be honest. You'll also be sarcastic, 90% of you. I'm okay with that because I'm a master of sarcasm. Do you think at a 20 by 10 booth, 2 games, 2 interactions are enough? Or would you like it if a third one could be added? 2's enough, 3rd's a crowd, or 3 would be awesome if it can be done. Let's see what the input might be on that, because that'll kind of determine what this booth is here. The Nerf guns are out of the question for this event just because it takes so much. 2 is enough. 2 is enough. Okay. So scientists, I love the scientists because I think they look amazing. Do you guys think that the scientist game is still relevant? And of course, we can always change and how the game works and update things, because I like the way it displays everything nicely, again, symmetrically. Do you guys think the scientist game is still good? do you still enjoy the Scientist game if you come to RepRap festivals? Minus the fact that you can easily win a spool of filament. Take away the win aspect. Is it still a cool display and game? Scientist game is still good. There you go. Thank you, Pete. So we're getting, so consensus is 2 is enough. So Scientist and the Panchroma might be enough, which I think it's a good way to display the filament in 2 different ways. And I'm really excited about the Panchroma wall. That one, I'm super excited about that. I think it's gonna be great. Tracksman love it. Yeah. Okay. So science makes me feel smart. Yeah. There you go. Science or scientists or both. You never know what kind of cool iterations. Oh, there is. Here, I'll share with you guys. It's probably going to completely green screen this out, but I did modify our Scientist. So if anybody knows, we have Polymaker Lab that's hosted by Sean, Polymaker Sean. And he's doing all sorts of cool, like little tips and trick videos, troubleshooting videos for printing. And he's dressing up as, you know, the scientist. He's got the goggles and everything on. So I modified. The one thing that, you know, Sean has is a mustache and a goatee. The goatee isn't shown well because the model's so small, but I don't know. See, for my screen, it's super small, but I'm hoping. Can you guys see the mustache on the scientist? Don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I added the stash. There's a goatee too, but it just didn't come out. Maybe if I do, oh, there we go. That, can you see it? It's funny. So there is a mustache scientist. Stash adds authority and Riz. Oh, geez. Mike moans. You're not allowed to use it in Riz. I'm not even allowed saying. I just said it multiple times on a stream that's VODed, so that's going to come back and haunt me. I can't see it, but I figured, yeah, it's there. It's about as small as Sean is. I wish he was staying up and would watch this. He'd love that. But yeah, anyways, okay, so go. Cool. Input. People still love scientists. People think 2 is good. So then if that's the case, then so we go 2. Ohio Skibbity Riz, no less. Yep. Skibbity Toilet Riz Sigma Beta Ohio. I cannot wait for this to be on the internet forever, and then my kids in 10 years, they just happen to come across it to become some meme on whatever TikTok is in 10 years. Like they won't be like, that's my dad. That's my dad. They're gonna be like, I don't know that guy. Somebody's gonna point out to him, isn't that your dad from like 10 years ago when he didn't look as old? Twitch partners are allowed to say Riz. Is that in the contract? Mike Bones is the only person who can say it. Okay, so back then to Rocky Mountain RepRap, because I want to end this in about 15 minutes. Scientist here, TV, display for product and printers and possibly HueForge. I mean, I know HueForge is there represented, but we like to show it at our booth too, because it's an amazing product and it shows off multiple colors. That's probably what's going to be there. Again, that's not to just be cookie cutter from 3D Printopia. It's kind of what we had set up last time. Community prints. And then I guess at that point, so we can technically probably pull this forward. That way then there's at least walking space behind. And then we could still have a table here, which I still like that idea. But if we don't do a game, and yeah, I think this game even here, what I was thinking of is on both sides, then you're going to congest this area. So I think that game might be a Murph game. That game is definitely made to be a Murph style game. Builder's Mark, I think you know what I'm talking about. That's a for Murph thing. But then what do we do with the last table? And we don't have to have this. But then we just have openness here, which, I guess that openness, some stuff being displayed in this booth. You guys know our partnership. Sam's not going to mind. It's Sam Prentice. It's his booth. I think I might have mentioned that last week. Obviously, what comes with Sam? Death Racers. We are going to have the dragsters there. Sam's going to help me with that, with running the dragster races. So we're not going to display all of everybody's. Hopefully everybody has kind of their own booth or table to display at. We'll display a couple dragsters. We're going to have our Death Racers there. Polymaker is sponsoring Death Racers. We mentioned this last year. We're going to have 9 or 10 death racers that will be able to be used by the public. So like everybody can join in, and then they can win too. They can win with our death racers. Offset Maker Lab is being a huge part of that on building them and helping out with that and managing them, fixing them, etc. But also Tiny Bikes. The Tiny Bikes will be there. I will not have my latest one done, but we'll have 2 or 3 Tiny Bikes there. So we could just be, Tiny Bike display here, like maybe just kind of, we'll pretend this is a Tiny Bike. Kind of like a showroom setup. Because this will be Death Raid. I think he'll have a table, his propaganda, Sam Prentice design stuff. But yeah, so do we do that just to have that displayed, or do we add a table for something? The thing is I want it to be functional. It needs to serve a purpose if we're gonna have another table there. So what? Anybody have any ideas of what could be at that table? So again, community prints. Wow, what's? I don't know why that's not showing. And okay, community prints. And let's put these people back in the hallway. Walking. So product display, possibly a printer display, just kind of fun stuff there. Possibly Hue Forge, community prints. Do you guys think a table of something? Or do you think just, displaying the Tiny Bikes and having a little bit more area there? The only problem is it just taking this out, to me, just makes it very minimalistic. I mean, I know we don't have a lot of room to work with, but what else can we add? Are you going to do the filament promo you did last year? Pete, possibly. That's a decision I have to make, decide of maybe changing it up how we do it, but because the idea is that we're encouraging people to print new ones every year. We've seen a lot of repeats, in which why we allowed those to go across the rep wraps. If you're able to make it all 3 rep wraps, good on you. But some people just bringing the same ones over and over. It's rehashing. We'll see. Creator spools, Zombie. We have 3 creator spools. We could display it. I mean, obviously, I don't mind displaying one of your spools, but you have to buy and supply it because we can't. It's not in the budget for us to buy a zombie spool. It's too expensive. Oh, big ones. See, now that's I love if anybody's ever seen the pictures from like Rapid or Formnext, we have a giant spool, but yeah, it's huge, heavy, and expensive. It's sitting in the back of the factory right now. The one for the US is. Gotta go scuba diving for a zombie spool. Oh, that's right, yeah, because the ship's gonna sink. Not the Bezos, there is a budget, despite what everybody thinks of. As much filament as I give away, there's budgets. But free filament, that just doesn't count. Free filament's free. It's $0, right? Seen that in person. Huge, yes. Yeah, Bilderberg, you've seen it. Damaged, but you've seen it. So yeah, so any ideas other than the sarcastic stuff of a 3rd table? Well, I'm sorry, it'd be a 4th table. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've got the dummy 13 behind me. And I've got big prints I can ship out with the pallet. So a lot of stuff anything I have here I can put onto the pallet with it and ship. But that would still be to me, that's community prints. I'm community manager and there's community in my name, so therefore I can have a print there or 2. Still have freedom in Canada, even for chickens. Okay, we're not getting political here about chickens, okay? Or the price of eggs in the U.S. Does anybody have, other than the silly dog, anybody have ideas? Anything that you would like us to bring to the event that you'd like to see? I mean, Panchroma is represented well, so maybe a Fiberon thing. What would you guys like to? Let's just say, let's make this. It's a Fiberon. Okay, right now we're saying this is a Fiberon table, right? We have prints we can display, which again we did at 3D Printopia. Printed eggs? No, we're not doing printed eggs. I had a chance to buy for $150 a egg wall. That was 500 eggs. It was used for promo. I say I had a chance. It was on Facebook Marketplace. I just came across that and I showed my wife the other day. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would somebody want that? And I had to read to the fact that it was used for some promo. I'd like a cooler one. That'll be under the tables. It's not going to take up any space, Bez. Lots and lots of bells. Yeah, I mean, that would be, if this wasn't one of the bigger events, I would say I'd print a ton of small bells and those would be fun. But, yeah, the bell can definitely make it. I mean, that's always fun to display. But what else? What else could we display there? Okay, here's another question to get sidetracked from it. Why would someone not want that? Fair. Since nobody's coming with any good ideas of what to have on that table, Polymaker, cosplay, scientist. Anybody that's, I guess, has anybody that's seen it, worth bringing? It's not hard. I do have to paint his nose up because he got a little bit damaged in travel, but cosplay scientist, is it fun to see him walk around, maybe interact a little bit more? I've never had a lot of time because I get pulled 100 different ways to have him do a lot of fun stuff, but maybe I don't know, maybe like a Polymaker scientist shenanigans thing, like some clips, because we're going to start doing video of these events. I'm getting a DJ Osmo Pocket 3, whatever the crap the 800 names in it is. So there's going to be, you know, I'm not saying we're going to release like YouTube videos and whatnot. Some of the stuff we'll share on the show and just have fun with, but also live stream. So I want to do a lot more of that. I want to be able to interact with the community and be able to have the community involved in the events if they can't be there. Not everybody has the are fortunate enough to be able to make it to any of the events, let alone 1, 2, or 3. So I want to bring you along that ride. We've toyed with it. We had my son stream at 3D Printopia in 2023. And I think people had fun. I think they had fun just because they could get him to do anything and eat a ton of candy. But I'd like to actually do that. Some real live stuff. Get it on stream. You guys hop in and check things out. Do kind of like what Sideline View Station did for us at Formnext. You guys want to see something? You want to see a booth? Or hey, you heard that this was being announced. You want to see it up close? Yeah, we can do that. So I'll do that as community manager Joel. But I would like to do some fun stuff maybe with the scientists. Get him a little bit more involved in just some silly stuff. I like fun stuff. And Sam Prentice is going to be there, and he likes silly stuff. So do it as long as you can make an hour or 2 a day to be in it. See, okay, so yeah, I agree, Traxman, 100%. Is yeah, rather than just a 30-second walkthrough and then he's done. That's where I just need to then have an idea, kind of an itinerary for him. Like, hey, 1 to 2, I'll be scientist. What are we going to do? We're going to hand out some filament and do whatever else. I think it was fun. I was the scientist last year at Rocky Mountain for the some of the drag races. And me and Nick did some like fake running fuel up to the dragster. I've had a Polymaker logo on it. You know, we had to favor those. It was fun stuff like that. And unfortunately, I haven't seen any footage of that. There were some clips that it was part of, but I was upset that there wasn't really much footage of that. So we'll have stuff to do that with. There's sign up giveaway for data collection purposes, marketing info. Is there a sign up giveaway for data collection purposes, marketing info? I mean, we have you put your email in for the wins, but that's because we have to email you your code. As long as you make an hour, 3D printed clocks. You can call it the Times David. Little John. That's a dad joke. That's 100% a dad joke. Talked him into giving away more filament. I always give away filament. I seriously, like when I explain people my job that like aren't in the 3D printing community, I would say that I'm the Oprah of 3D printing filament. That's what I feel like, which I'm not upset about. That's amazing that gets to be a big part of my job of just, I say job, big part of my career. I'm staying here. They're stuck with me until I get way too old to do anything. But let's see. Yes, please. As someone who can't go to all events, TechJaber, yes. That's like I said. I want to do a lot of that. I want to be able to do not just a quick walkthrough and then we get pulled away. The plus side is we have a good staff now. I mean, of actual Polymaker workers, and not that I won't ever implement community into our boost. That was a big part of it. You know, that's how I started into all this. James, just Medic, same way. You know, he's always been a big help there. You know, and even people that we haven't had on, you know, as official with the booth have helped, showed up early, and have helped do the event setup and the booth setup and everything else. So yeah, well, we'll still always welcoming to anybody that wants to help or stop by the booth, and you know, anything we can make you work for free for, we will. I'm kidding. We have filament. That's what we pay in filament. But anyway, the reason I was getting at that is we're staffed well enough, especially for Rocky Mountain, that it allows me to be away from the booth. 3D Printopia was weird for me because it was the first one as community manager. So it was like, hey, it's best that I'm away from the booth and you know, meeting everybody and whatnot. I love running the booth. I love being part of the booth. It's odd not being there, but I also get it. You know, it makes sense to be out there and talk to people and shake babies and kiss hands. But with that said, that's going to allow me to actually deal with community, not just there. Because like when I have plenty of time to walk around dealing with community that's there, I want to be able to have time, and I will make time to have the community that can't make it be there. It'll be fun. And I've heard high praise for the Osmo Pocket 3, so I'm really excited to get that and start toying with it. Yeah, so we'll see what wall we can come up with. More use empty than anything. Awesome. We can use. I will be in early, available if anyone needs help. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, the event. Okay. it's kind of like when I'm not reading it in order, it seems out of place. But Zombie, I'm more use empty than anything. Wait, what? Oh, he's kidding. He loves to make people work for free. Wait. Shh, Tracksman. That's our secret. You signed a waiver. Sign autographs. Yes, I can. I did sign actually D in our community. She has a signed scientist, or her son does. So yeah, that's going to be worth a ton of money someday. I have an event coming up with 750,000 people over 3 days. Definitely been calling around to make sure I'm well staffed. Holy crap. Manly Butt, what are you doing? Manly Butt. Did I say Manly Butt? Clipped. Manly Mutt. If I did mispronounce that the first time, I'm sorry, but Manly Mutt. What event with 750,000 people over 3 days? South by Southwest or what? Layer by layer, I've changed. Presidential address soon. Coming out of the booth. It is. I don't get me wrong. I love walking around too and talking to everybody, meeting everybody. But it was a very weird transition of being part of the booth, like more integrated into the booth during the events. To be away, it just felt slacking. But really, in the end, my job, 70% of the time, feels like a vacation. And I don't want to say vacation, but I love it. That's what I have to say. I love it. I love every bit of it. Every aspect of booth, not booth, meeting the people. Tracks 25, Murph people now. What do you say? That's not fair. What did I miss? When people slip up and say Manly Butt. Oklahoma Festival of Arts. Okay, that's huge. 24th top ranked art festival in the country. Yeah, 750,000 people. That's nothing to scoff at. So wait, are you setting up like a 3D printed booth? Like a vendor booth? Like selling stuff? If so, holy crap. Joel, I have a clip of you and Nick running to the dragsters. Oh, share it with me. Yeah, because I scoured all, I watched all the partners and any footage from Rocky Mountain because I was hoping to see some of that stuff. And there was just like clips and some, but nothing of it. Manly Mutt sounds okay to me. We'll work for red filament. Zombie, you get yellow filament. I'm actually going to go in and every time that you place an order, I'm going to purposely change everything to a yellow filament and like see how long it takes you to just lose your mind. 3D printed all the things. Awesome. Well, good luck with that, Manly Mutt. I said it right that time. Yeah, so real quick, it's 8:32. I'm going to end it. I still need to eat dinner. I've been running all over everywhere today. Let's get to the giveaway screen, I think. Oh, look at that. It is. It's the giveaway screen. It worked. And oh, and I'm green screened. I forgot I had that. I need to see if I can change it per scene. Anyway, if you haven't typed in yet, type in "I am awesome." I point out, I'm so used to the ticker being there. It's not on this scene. It's on the previous one. I am awesome. Type it in there. You might not see the number go up because most of you are already pointed in there. But I am awesome. I am awesome. I am awesome. I'm not saying that because I think I'm awesome. I think you guys are awesome. I'm mediocre. That's a different giveaway. The I am mediocre. You win a lot more filament there. Let everybody get that in there. And actually, while that's going, who do we got? Who do we got? We're gonna raid out, and I'm losing live visibility restrict. Wow. Wow, we got blocked on the TikTok live stream. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because it contains unoriginal, ouch, unoriginal or reproduced content. What are you talking about? It's not reproduced. This is in line for your feed eligibility standard. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to appeal it, and then I'm going to just take that window, move it down here. Let's go to Twitch. But yeah, so we did make some decisions here. We got some help. We got your input. And I think this is the most constructive Tuesday stream that I've had so far. Still sidetracked a little bit, but sidetracked into other things that got some answers. So let us see. Open that up. Is Joe Mike on? I think Joe Mike is on. Oh, there we go. Hey, fellow nerd. Yeah, everybody sees that screen now. We're going to get there. There we go. So let me get this set up first. Raid. This will prevent me from rambling on too much more. I had to make sure there was an underscore. I'm going to raid out. Oh, I can't do it that. Hold on. I got to go into Twitch. / Oh, hey, Digital Dragon. It does it so when I'm in multi-stream chat, I don't see any of those activations on Twitch. So thank you, Digital Dragon, for the raid. I don't know how long ago it was, but I appreciate it. Oh, and then Peasants, you actually said Joe Mike makes. Yeah, see, I need I normally during Meet the Polymaker, I have the Twitch chat here and I have the YouTube chat there. Then I found there's multi-stream chat and Streamlabs, but I don't see all the stuff. So I have no idea that Digital Dragon rated us. So I apologize for that, but thank you, Digital Dragon. Let me get this typed into the right place now. We're gonna raid. Subscriber. Okay, there we go. Awesome. So we are going to raid out the Joe Mike Makes after we draw. Can we get to 100 entries? 2 more people. If you haven't typed in I am awesome, type it in the chat. Type it in there. Type it. We have 98. Can we get to 100? I don't see anybody else doing it. Was that 99? Nope. All you guys must have already been there. Well, we're going to be raiding out soon, so I don't want to hold up too much. We need a polysmooth section. Oh, friend. You have a booth, zombies. Throw some stuff up on there. Bring your polisher. We can talk. Like I said, yeah, no, if you got some stuff that you're doing, anything that don't have room for, get with me. But yeah, we'll have to talk afterwards. 99, we're going to go run with it because the raid's going to happen shortly. We're drawing. And the winner is going to be... Who we got? Tech Jeeper. Congratulations. You know how to redeem it, but I'll say it anyway. To redeem, you must contact me at joel.fin@polymaker.com or reach out to me on Discord. Discord.polymaker.com. If you're not part of that community yet, I urge you to join it. It is a fun, awesome community. We have hangouts where we just chill, talk 3D printing, talk whatever. Never any riffraff or politics or anything of that nature. We go there to have fun and just kind of hang out with each other. A lot of times we're just in there not talking and working and then just asking questions. So we'll see you guys later. That's the raid for YouTube. Everybody's gone. So have a nice night. Goodbye.